Hi everyone, welcome to another Transformers toy review. Today we're taking a look at Buzzworthy Bumblebee with Spike Witwicky. So this is a bit of an odd one when this one was announced, because it was kind of like, it comes under the banner of Transformers War for Cybertron, the trilogy series, but it doesn't actually come under any of the kind of Kingdom or anything else like that. And we've already had a War for Cybertron figure in the Netflix line. Just give you a close-up there of the head sculpt. So they've gone with a real kind of G1 cartoon look to him, which is pretty good actually, to be fair. He is quite a diddy figure though. He comes with this little black gun as an accessory. I'll show you what I mean on the kind of box art and things like that, which is actually pretty decent. But so this is the kind of box art that he comes up with. So it does say Transformers War for Cybertron on there, and you get a picture of Bumblebee looking very much like kind of how you'd imagine him in the cartoon. And the same there with Spike there as well, in his kind of exosuit as well. And you got the generations bit down the side. But then when you kind of look at it on the back here, it's kind of a very different look to all the other War for Cybertron stuff. Simplified transformation, very blocky, 11 steps and 1 step for Spike. And then on the actual kind of artwork that comes with it, you get then a completely different looking Bumblebee. And this one really, it says Buzzworthy Bumblebee, and this really looks like the Bumblebee of the kind of Cyberverse animated series. That's what it looks like. So it's really confusing. Is it supposed to be? It feels like it's supposed to tie into this, like a different series, but it's also got the War for Cybertron kind of branding on it. So it's a little bit confusing in that respect. So. And then the instructions, again, it's got a different look to it. It's got the War for Cybertron stuff on it. But it is very different in terms of its kind of look and everything else like that. So it's really kind of like a one-off figure, really. It doesn't really fall into any particular toy line, in my opinion, anyway. As I mentioned, he's quite a diddy figure. If you've got the original Minibot, he's actually... Well, this is the reissue one on the right here. But he's actually pretty much the same sort of size, which is quite funny. And then if you bring in a Micromaster here as well, one of those, brought in a yellow one just to keep the colours the same. And you see he's not much bigger than him. And here's your Spike Witwicky figure here as well. And if I bring in Jazz, I won't bring up the camera, but you get the general idea. He ain't very big. So yeah, you get this Spike character, which is painted nice, this kind of teal or light green, whatever you want to call it, in here with the yellow bits in here. And the sculpting's pretty good. The articulation is really limited. The arms just move up and down and around here. You don't get anything on the legs at all, so it looks like it should bend, but it doesn't. And the face bit here is just silver, as you can see. There's no face painted or anything else like that. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It does kind of look a bit naff. And then to transform him into his vehicle mode, as you see in the 86 movie, is literally 1 step and it goes like that. So that is then his vehicle mode, which, that's all right, I guess. So you get that, and there he is alongside Bumblebee. Bumblebee is it looks all right. The head sculpt is spot on actually, and the silver and blue paint looks really good. Would have been great to have these bits painted, but can't grumble too much. His arms are pretty weedy, and he's got a tiny little gun blaster here. So they do rotate all around. They are on a ball peg, so they can pop off, although these have been all right. It seems like the shoulders sit a little bit low on him. I don't know if they can. Don't think they can go up any further than that, but that is where they're supposed to sit. And then the arm here bends up to there and back, and it can kind of rotate around here as well. You can hold the gun in either hand. There's a tampo on here for the Autobot symbol, and then some kind of nice paint on here for the windscreens, and black paint and silver down here as well. And these bits kind of filling around the back, so you just have a bit of a backpack. You can have it like that, but then it kind of ruins the image from the front there. So he's actually not a bad looking Bumblebee, to be fair. The legs go up to there, so they almost go past where you need them to go, and back to there, so some good movement on there, and out to the side here as well, so that's all good. No waist articulation. The legs rotate around here. There's a bend in the knee, gets you all the way back to there, and the feet move forward and back. You don't get like a tilt or anything else like that, and these bits kind of move forward as well, so and that kind of moves with the figure. So all in all, not bad articulation. He does stand up okay. He looks all right, actually. I'm kind of warming to him, but he is pretty basic. And then transforming him, simple enough. You kind of want to unpick all of this at the back here and move this over like that. These bits come out like that. That stays in there because you're going to peg in the gun in there, and then these bits fold in. Let's get this right. He says simple, and then I've forgotten how to transform him. I literally just did it just a minute ago. Ah, yeah, this bit this bit folds back in. That's what it is. So the legs do fold in, and then this bit just collapses in like that, and these bits peg together like that. This bit comes back here, and then the legs, the arms kind of fold into this kind of space in here. So you kind of want to bring them back like that without popping off the ball joint, hopefully. Like I just did. Yes, it moves back into there, and then you peg in that bit like that. So I'll try and do it on this side. You can see where it kind of moves into that little corner there, like so. And then just make sure you've got their arms lined up, and they'll peg into either side like that. And then it's a case of bringing these side pieces down and lining them up with these, and they'll should peg in there and underneath here as well. And then just make sure everything's all kind of lined up. And there you've got them. And the last piece here, which I thought was quite a neat little idea, is the gun just pegs underneath here and stows away. So it's kind of like a little exhaust. But it's an okay looking alt mode. It's a bit diddy. Kind of scales well enough with this guy here. Bringing in a figure from War for Cybertron, Trailbreaker here. And you can see the aesthetic is quite different between the two. This one is a lot more basic. I think this one is more aimed at kids more than the collector. I think the only thing that collectors may go for, and kind of drawn me in, is having the Spike figure, which is quite good. But you know, the vehicle rolls all right. These back wheels have actually got a nice sort of feel on them, although they're not painted, but they do feel slightly different to the normal plastic wheels. They've got a bit of a smooth feel to them. Black along here, silver in here. As I mentioned, all the windshields all around here are done nicely, and a bit of sculpted detail all around. A few gaps and pieces in here as well. So here's our scores on the doors for Bumblebee and Spike. Articulation, 7 out of 10. B isn't bad for a small figure, but Spike, you know, the only articulation you've got is his arms that go up and down. B hasn't got an ankle tilt, but on a small figure, I think you can forgive it. So 7 out of 10, I think, being saved slightly by Bumblebee, because Spike ain't really got a lot going on. Transformation, 6 out of 10. It's okay, but nothing really special. I like that the gun plugs in vehicle mode underneath. I think that works really well. But for Spike, again, you know, it's one step for transformation. You just flip that bit over, that's it. So it's pretty low score for that. Accessory wise, I've gone for 7 out of 10. I don't know if you count Spike as accessory. I kind of had, otherwise it's just the gun. So the gun's fine. You know, Spike's pretty well painted. You know, I think it's probably the main reason maybe collectors anyway would go for this set. So the paint on's really good. It's just a shame about that face. Paint, going back to what I said, 8 out of 10. The face on B is really good. You've got the silver paint and the blue eyes, the tampo on the front, and the black paint for the bumper and silver for the headlights. That's all done really well, actually. And the paint on Spike, pretty good. You know, that kind of bluey green and the yellow on the chest. Silver on the face, but, you know, it's just, for me, a shame that it just doesn't then look like Spike because you can't see anyone underneath that. But that's not really to do with the paint, but just something worth pointing out. Build, 7 out of 10. It's generally it's okay, but the arms can easily pop off, especially when you're transforming him from robot to vehicle mode, I found. And I think that's just something to be wary of if you are if you're kind of buying it for kids, really, that those bits can easily pop off. And I know that can be frustrating. X Factor, yeah, 6. Not much really. I like the kind of G1 face to him. The G1 sort of sculpt. And the idea of Spike, you know, in his exosuit, I like the idea, but it's just not executed greatly. That's the thing. Price, probably like 7 out of 10, I would say. It's, you know, not bad, pretty good. Not overpriced, but, you know, I certainly wouldn't pay anything over the retail price on this particular figure. So overall, I'd give this figure a 6 out of 10. You know, that's just my opinion. It's a good idea what they've gone for in terms of having Bumblebee with this exosuit Spike. It's just not really done very well. You know, if you really have to have Spike in your collection, yeah, go ahead and get it. It's not going to set you back loads. It's fairly easy to get a hold of. But, you know, I think this is definitely a toy that's kind of aimed at the younger market, for kids to actually play with the toys. You know, that's what they're meant for, isn't it? So it's not really aimed at collectors, I would say, judging by the kind of artwork and everything that they've got on there as well. Yeah, so I wouldn't say it's really one for the collectors if that's kind of the market that you're looking at. I know most people watching it will be. The only thing really is Spike that probably people will try and get hold of. So 6 out of 10, not really an earth-shattering figure. Like I said, if you need Spike in your collection, go ahead and get it. And that's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. And as always, stay healthy, stay connected, stay safe. Bye-bye for now.